So we are live. Some bitch. Holy cow, we're live. Let's see what kind of stupid face Facebook records off that. So I'm Craig Martelle, 150 miles from the Arctic Circle. It's light out because it's almost the solstice or the equinox, whatever the hell it is. And we'll have 12 hours of daylight, and then in a month we'll have 24. So that's how quickly things happen. And I am joined today by your guest host for 20Books Edinburgh, Ramy Vance.
Hello, folks. How are you doing? I'm trying to see the questions at the same time as this. This Be Live business is fun, but I have my whiskey, so that's all that matters.
I have coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have Italian sparkling mineral water as well. Nice. So in the we'll start off. Let people catch up in the weight loss challenge to get ready for Edinburgh. I started off at 200 pounds, and that was easily measurable for me. 200 pounds, and now I'm already at 194. So losing the easy weight. I'm a dude, so I cut creamer out of my coffee, so that should be good for like 10 pounds. And cut out a candy bar once a week, and that's like another 5 pounds. I'll be good to go. No, I cut back on quantity as well as all processed sugars. Cut those out and increase my water intake by like 3 times. So
nice. Well, don't lose too much because the kilt won't fit.
Oh, the kilt will be fine, and if it slips off, well, then everybody's in for a show because I'm wearing it as one should. And that's all we need to say about that. Edinburgh, 25 to 31 July. Yeah. The first 2 days, I think I posted earlier this morning what the numbers look like. So we're only going to have about 105 people, I think, is what it shows for the first 2 days. 105 people, and probably 10 or 20 of those are high-end kind of folks. So look at the unprecedented access that you're going to get during those writing days. And the first day will be a little bit of a slow start because we can't check into our rooms until noon for those people. Actually, I'll be checking in a day early. So I'll be there. I'll be live. I'll be standing tall at 9 a.m. on the first day, Thursday, the 25th of July. With Ramy, and we'll be in the John McEnroe Center. Okay, it's McIntyre, but you know how it is. The McIntyre Center, and welcoming people, getting set up for getting badges out, and I think we'll need to color code the badges in some way so we know here's the 7-day people, here's the 4-day people, here's the weekend only people. We'll only have one badge, but we'll throw some colors on it and party on. It'll be 2-sided. We have some great graphics that people have already submitted. I just need to work with those artists to change just a couple things. One person, really great graphic, but it says 27, 28 July. We'll just extend it 25 to 31 July and get the registered symbol behind the 20 books to 50K, and one of those will be the final, one of the sides. So I've got 2 different people, 50 pounds each at the show, handing it to you in cold, hard British pounds. Yeah. And then actually we get lunch. Lunch will be served at like 1 o'clock on Thursday, and we'll start immediately after that. We'll break out into writing groups, your genre. And understand, please, don't anyone think that we are going to categorize you and lock you in a room and you're now a captive to whatever we, who know nothing, determine. There are no taskmasters. There are no pretentious twats who are going to give you direction on anything. We'll provide a framework within which that you'll be able to choose what's best for you. We'll initially go with what you put as your preferred genre. Like if you put romance first, we're going to put you with the romance people. But if you write sci-fi romance and really want to concentrate on your science fiction side, then join the cool kids in the science fiction group. Yeah. But that's up to you. But I would encourage you not to hop between genres unless that is going to meet with what you're trying to do. Because you're going to meet friends, you're going to make friends, you're going to become close acquaintances, you're going to do sprints together, you're going to jam some words, you're going to review their words, they're going to take a look at yours. We're going to have editors walking around. I think last count we have 7 different editors who will be walking around to help you where you are. Hey, can you read this paragraph? How does it read? And they'll look at it with their genre appropriate eye. Some people are multi-genre, but there's some people who just do romance. I think there's one editor, or just thrillers. Great. Come on in, take a look, and see how it is. Those folks are there. I think most of them are there for 7 days. So they'll be wandering in and out throughout the time frame. So Friday will be an all-day thing. We'll have a little session to kick it off, but then it'll be writing, working, talking, coordinating, glad handing. A little bit of that, pressing the flesh, as it may be. This is not any other weird kind of definitions of pressing the flesh. It's the John McIntyre Center. We're going to be cool. We're not going to get kicked off campus. It's a dry campus, so make sure they don't see your whiskey. I mean, don't bring it to the campus. That's Thursday. That's Friday. Saturday and Sunday are the weekend only. Now we have 170 people, I think, signed up for that. The John McIntyre Center has room for 300. We contracted for 200, so I think we're going to keep that number at 200. And then we'll try to fill in those seats on the weekend only part of the conference and make it available for people, because we have to pay that price, and we'll just count that we're going to get 20 people to come on board and join us. We're going to turn in any extra rooms we have. The rooms are for a 7-day block. So right now, I think we have 10 or 12 double rooms that will be turning back in, and 3 or 4 single rooms that will be turning back in. So now's the time. Jump on, because in a couple weeks, I'm going to close all that down. We're going to finalize our numbers and go to town.
I just want to jump in on that point, because this has been my biggest anxiety, is getting you guys accommodation. So, I mean, Craig is dealing with the easy stuff, like booking the speakers and all that, but the accommodation now, because it is the Fringe Festival. And for those of you who don't know what the Fringe Festival is, it is like Edinburgh is one of the largest festival towns in the world. And every year, literally tens of thousands of people, if not more, descend on Edinburgh from about mid-July until the first week of September. So everything is being booked out far in advance. Now we're kind of missing the crazy part, because it really kicks off about August 4th. So if you guys want accommodation, it is sparse. Yes, there's some bed and breakfast. Yes, there's some hotels. But if you guys are coming to the conference and you haven't found accommodation, jump on these rooms, get them, book them in. It's good accommodations. If you were there for the last live event, you get an ensuite, which is way more than Craig thinks any you deserve. So get that ensuite room. All right.
Suffer for your art. I think there might be a bench or two that you can sleep on outside to really suffer appropriately, but don't make us suffer.
Courtyard. You can put up a pop tent. Why not?
Put up just a general tent. You sleep on the ground, and a porta-john. No, we're old people and we like our comforts. Saturday and Sunday we have a full schedule set up. We have our guest speakers. We will be talking about a variety of events. We'll tweak that a little bit as it goes, and we'll publish that in a couple weeks, as well as the final list of guests. So a lot of people sign up and pay the £25, and that'll go towards the cancellation fees for stuff. So it's all cool. And like I said, we'll cancel the rooms. We'll cancel any rooms outstanding that aren't sold between now and then. And the room blocks are all identical. You check in on the 25th, and even if you don't check in on the 25th, you're paying for your room from the 25th through the 1st of August, and check out on 1st of August. So that's a 7-day block, and that worked out best. That was a great catch by Ramy to go get that worked out, so everybody could check out on the 1st. So the hassle of the 31st. Sorry about our initial comm. I know some people arranged their flights out to meet with that, because getting a room on the 31st of July is really, really tough, because the Fringe, I think, starts on the 3rd of August this year. It's so close that getting the hell out of Edinburgh is important, unless you want to stay, and then rooms will cost you $600, $800 a night, and it won't be pretty, and that won't be for top tier accommodations either, because those just simply won't be available. You won't have any choice on those. The weekend, it's going to be conference. We are not, I say again, live streaming that. We're not recording that, because I kind of agree with the NFL policy now. If we're not going to sell out of a show, we're not going to record it and make it live stream it. I'm sorry if that grates anybody the wrong way, but we're not going to do it. It's for the people who come to the show. You'll get the presentations. You'll get the most importantly is the glad handing. You're going to talk with people. You're going to have 7 days of access to a man like Ramy Vance.
I mean, just on that note, I'm not like I want this to come off sounding right, but based on 20Books London, I got more co-authoring opportunities with people who were outperforming me tenfold easily than I could possibly take. And I needed to find who, and I basically said I wanted to work with this person or that person because I knew I would learn the most from them. And that, both of the opportunities literally came from, if you remember, the Running Meads Hotel, just hanging out at the bar. And that was it. And then, a heavy hitter walked in and started talking, and then now we're co-authoring a series together. So it is really, honestly, that part of the conference. You cannot underestimate how amazing that is.
The in-person part, and that's what's going to make this one so special. Bali, 20Books Bali, we had 38 authors, and half of them had spouses that also attended the sessions, which was great. And we only had 5 scheduled hours of stuff each day, and actually ended the last day after 3 hours, and just went and hung out by the pool and drank. Thanks to Elaine Bateman and Kate Pickford, I drank an obscene amount of beer, Bling 2 or whatever the heck that crap was. It was really good at that time, and the freaking ridiculous heat and the 100+% humidity. I don't know how they get more water in the air than 100%, but they do. The air is chunky. You have to breathe it through a freaking snorkel. But that in Edinburgh, we're going to have 7 days. Each day, we're going to have lunch for the first 4 days. The last 3 days, unfortunately, St. Leonard's Hall, there's no food or drink. But there is the cafeteria is 1 minute, actually 14 seconds if it's raining, walk away from St. Leonard's Hall. So you go get your coffee, you inhale it, and just put a lot of cream in it, inhale it, or whiskey, whatever your poison, and then come out and back over to St. Leonard's Hall. We'll be writing. There's a lot of nooks and crannies. I think we have about 100 people again for that section of the conference, and that'll be writing, but no food. So we'll have to eat at the cafeteria. But every evening, there's nothing on the campus unless you want to eat in the cafeteria. And having done breakfast, if you're staying in the on campus, you get breakfast in the cafeteria included. So if you're in a double room, if you're in a single room, even though you have a bathroom, spoiled little brats, you get to eat in the cafeteria. You get breakfast is included. So good deal there. Thanks to Ramy once again for negotiating that. But evening, we're going to stroll down the hill, try not to die, walking off campus, looking the wrong way before us Americans cross the road, and find places to eat and enjoy what Edinburgh has to offer.
So, and the other thing to mention about the food situation, because I've gotten a bunch of messages from people with special dietary needs. So within 10 minutes of the of the campus, there are not one but three of the major what do you call it, supermarkets here, and they just kind of all lined up right next to each other for your convenience. And you have a fridge and a microwave and a little kitchenette in not in your room, because that would be
Thank
really,
God.
yeah. But I think it's 8 rooms get one kitchenette, so and it's a pretty decent size. I had originally tried to organize the rooms so that the 8 room kind of kitchenette corners would be by genre, but that proved to be way too difficult. So it's going to be a mix mash, but it's another great networking place for you.
It sounds like a great thing overall. But 7 days in Bali, we had 4 days where we were together, and that was an incredible experience. Don't miss your chance to sit down with somebody you haven't talked with before, and have a good conversation about being your tribe, about writing your stories, about doing what you need to do. There's no small talk. I mean, it's Scotland. It's going to rain. It's going to be cold. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. It's going to be dry. So just, you don't need to talk about that, because everybody knows it's Scotland. Go enjoy talking about books, your authors. We are all peers, and you're making me jealous, Ramy. I've got coffee because it's noon here.
It's 8:30 here, so I don't have a drinking problem, people. It's 8:30 at night.
Yeah, it's late there. It's late. You're going to be, you could be overwhelmed, but that's a great thing about the writing part of this conference, is where you'll break out. You're going to disappear into your own mind and let your characters become one with your characters and write your story. If you're writing nonfiction, I think I'll be mostly on nonfiction while I'm in Edinburgh working on release strategies as well as collaborations, and putting that together, because I can do that in very small sound bites. But still, science fiction is my first love. I've read thousands of science fiction books, and so I'll be hanging with those good people, as well as walking around and talking to other folks, because no matter what genre you are, a collaboration, there are so many different styles of collaborations that everybody could benefit from it. And if people meet there and you click, and you say, "Hey, we're thinking about this," and have some questions, I'd be more than willing to answer anything you have. That's what we're there for. We're coming all the way over there to talk to you, good folks who are you 100 good folks who are joining us in Edinburgh. The weekend only conference. It'll be a lot of sessions, but there'll be long breaks in between each session. We learned that from the first conference we did. You do a session, have a 15-minute break. Do a session, have a 15-minute break, and that works best for everyone, because then you can go talk with the presenter. You can go talk with other folks. You can skip out. You don't have to. I'm an old dude. I drink a lot of coffee, so you don't have to try to go beyond your biological capabilities, even though you can, because your heart is woodpecker lips. But we'll be there. And the thing about the John McIntyre Center is coffee, tea, snacks. There will be unlimited chow. It'll be just like London in that they're always going to be throwing stuff out there. So every break you go out, they'll have tea, they'll have coffee, they'll have cookies, biscuits, however you call them. They're all the same. And then those little sandwiches or whatever else. And yes, they do understand. Don't put the gluten-free stuff anywhere near the gluten stuff, and have that separate, and make sure there's no cross contamination. We're doing what we can. We're doing what we can for you to make sure that you have a good experience and aren't missing a day or two because you're down hard sick. We don't want that at all. So don't touch anybody or anything the whole time you're there. Just wrap yourself in plastic and you'll be good. Yeah. The best thing you can do, wash your hands. I mean, I shake a lot of hands, but wash them thoroughly and avoid your face. I've successfully now gone through the last 3 trips without getting sick. So I went to Vegas, we went to Bali, and I just came back from GaryCon last week, where there were 3,000 people, and I have not gotten sick in 3 of those. So that is a great streak that I wish to continue. So please control your germs, and sharing is great, except when it's not. Hey, Ramy, talk to us about some of the other stuff, the kilts. the Sella,
Yeah.
the whiskey.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So most nights someone is organizing something. That's still kind of up in the air, and it's not just someone is organizing something. There's going to be several things being organized, usually around genre lines. Now, as we get closer, that's going to be a bit more defined. But what I'm doing is that people have expressed wanting to organize dinner or an event, so I'm kind of working with them. If you have some ideas that you want to do and you'd like to organize something, do get in touch. Um, Facebook Messenger is best, but make sure you friend me first. Anyway, with the people who have gotten in touch and the things that we're looking at, there's just so much in Edinburgh. Edinburgh is a world literature heritage site. So we had a ton of famous writers, not the least of which is J.K. Rowling, but there's many others. So there's a lot of great restaurants, a lot of great sites. There's a writers museum. There's a walking tour. There's a ghost tour. There's all this kind of awesome stuff that you can do during the day and at night. So we're going to try to get some of that stuff organized. Then the either the Friday or the Saturday, and it's most likely going to be the Saturday. So when we have the most attendance, we're going to organize a ceilidh, and a ceilidh is Scottish line dancing. Effectively, it's not, but it's easiest way to translate it over.
It's exactly like that, except completely different. Thanks for that explanation. Right. It cleared everything up.
There you go. That's exactly. So I'm going to get a Scottish folk band coming in. Already booked them. Hired a kilt hire for the guys. We're going to try to get some kind of sachet for the girls. Unfortunately, Scotland may be the only place on earth where there are less dress options for the women than the men. And we're going to do this big square dancing, and it should be a blast. Like, this is the kind of stuff you do at weddings and at
what night is that?
Events. Saturday night is the
Saturday night. Okay.
Yeah, and it will be basically what we will be doing is when the conference is over, we're going to kick you all out, clean up that whole area, and turn it into a dance hall.
And okay, party on.
Yeah, and so with 170 people. Well, with 200 people, which is our goal, that's actually perfect. And then we're going to have a dance caller, but then we have a bunch of people like Erica who actually know some of the dances to kind of float around and help us all out. So that's it. And also, as a special bonus, this was given to me by Gerald Kilby. If you don't know his books, he writes some awesome stuff. It's Irish whiskey. I will also be bringing this to that night, and we'll be drinking like in high school, away from the prying eyes of the school administrators. So there you go. So that's just one of the plans. Then on the weekend, not the weekend, the writing conference part, obviously the goal is to write, but when we start to hit the second and third days, if people want to start to go in their pods to save it to the end, but also don't not do it. There is so much good stuff to see in the evenings, in the later afternoons, and like enjoy the city, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's not, yes, it's the writing conference, yes, it's the writing, but there's just, this city is amazing. So.
Okay, I'm trying to catch up on comments here. I was listening. Edinburgh is a great city, and actually, my wife and I got married there 20 years ago. It's our 20-year anniversary. So that's also one of the reasons why it was so easy for me to commit to doing Edinburgh, because get my wife there for a week. And she'll be writing as well. She's a professor at the university, and she's got a paper that she needs to do. So she'll be joining us as a nonfiction, one of the nonfiction writers.
My wife and I spent 2 nights here in 2011, in the 2011 New Year's. And then we spent the next several months of our life figuring out how to permanently move to Edinburgh. That's how great this city is.
Yeah, I would have no problems moving there either. It gets me closer to my son right now, but then when he moves to Australia, it's about as far away as you can get. for the evening activities, what you can do, Ramy, is what Carolyn Dean did for Vegas, is start a Google spreadsheet by genre and tell people to fill it out if they're interested. Yes, and spouses, significant others, travel buddies are all included for the evening events, of course. Just make sure they're accounted for, because when people make reservations at a hotel or at a restaurant, if it's for 20 people, it needs to be for 20 people, not, oh, hey, we're all bringing our significant others and it's actually 40 people. So just all they have to do is know. So please make sure that's clear in the Google Sheets that you can put in the 20Books Edinburgh group. So of course, I mean, keeping people. We're all about. I mean, we write to support our families. We write to make the mortgage payment for our families. And I mean, some people don't have our solo, but it's still. We are all one family. We're not going to exclude people, no matter what the reason. But I don't write, and I hate writers. Okay, well, you're excluded, buddy. Bubble wrap. I have no idea. I'm going backwards through the comments. So.
Okay, I was gonna say.
My passport is with the Russian embassy right now, because we're going to Russia first. So I sent that off last week to go get my visa.
Craig might not make it to the conference. So.
Well, yeah, I might get thrown in jail. Last time I was in Russia, I got kicked out. So we'll try not to do this. So if they're going to kick me out, I hope they do it before I get there, and not afterwards, because then it could be a while. And I'll have the badges with me. I'll have those made here because it's just cheaper, way cheaper to have them made in the U.S. and then I'll just haul them over, which is easy. I'll color code them. I don't know if we'll have any raffles, and that's it's okay if we do. It's okay if we don't. It's this is going to be a great conference. It's going to be a great opportunity to sharpen your craft, which usually we don't do. But on the weekend, we're going to focus on the business of writing. But the writer retreat, we're going to focus on craft. We're going to focus on the things we need to do to keep our readers engaged and part of our stories. So that is, I think that's going to have a lot of power in this conference. This is going to be the only one like it. I know we looked at, well, let's think about this. This is incredibly complex. It's costing, look at Ramy's head. Look at how much hair he's lost because of this. Doing accommodation. Have you lost any hair? You should. You need to suffer for your art,
definitely
Ramy.
Great. It's definitely great. That's for sure.
You need to suffer for your art, man. So that's incredibly complex. We went through that with Bali. Incredibly complex and time-consuming, being the hotel manager for something like this. So we need to be out of that business. Sam's Town does a great job of that for us, and we don't have to do anything. They just they take care of it. If you have changes, call them. So we're going to have a great show. Most of us will be in on the 24th. Some will be in earlier, but doing some other things, because Scotland is a great place to visit and tour. And so the evening of the 24th, I have no idea what we'll be doing. We get in later, so we'll probably stroll downtown and go find something to eat after we check into the Salisbury Green. And but nothing formal, because I can't guarantee anything, because I mean, we're flying from Budapest actually that day and coming in. But then every other night, get that Google Sheets fired up. So we'll keep some things open, but I would like to join as many different groups as I can for dinner. I know Michael will as well, and Michael has a tendency to pick up the tab. Don't tell him I told you that. So you want him to go to dinner with you. I have to argue and arm wrestle with him to take the tab away. So, but we're pretty good. We're every other one now. Whenever we go out to dinner together, that he gets one and I'll get the next. And the last one was a 5-star steakhouse. So I'm glad that he picked that one up. It was kind of spendy. That going to dinner with people and seeing people with their hair down, as it may be, is a great thing to really see if you click. You think you do, you have a great time writing together, and then you go out and, oh my God, you find out that, yes, we share a lot of the background, which is usually why writers click. You share a lot of the background elements that make you the person that you are. So Edinburgh, man, Edinburgh, it's a place to be.
It is indeed, indeed. And for those of you who are on the fence, I would strongly recommend that you book now, just and get off the fence, because I think, when are we closing it? When is it all shut
I
down?
want to have all the money to you by April 15th so we can pay them in one block. So that means we probably need April 10th. We need to close everything down so we know which rooms to turn back in and how much our 10% cancellation fee is going to be. And so we include that as part of the payment, and then just and be done with it. We'll keep 200 for the weekend. Right now we have, I think, 105 people signed up. So I'll probably only fudge a couple and pay for an extra couple meals. So maybe 107, 109 for with today's numbers. So 107 or 109. So 2 to 4 extra meals on the Thursday, Friday, and then the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that doesn't come into play. That's just rooms. So there's really no cost for any cancellation on those extra 3 days besides the rooms. But we're going to cancel all the rooms, which means they go back to the university. So if you decide to come later, you should be able to call the university. And if the rooms are still available, then you can get it through them.
It's highly unlikely that they'll be available.
They're probably a waiting list of people ready for the fringe.
We were on a waiting list, and that was when I booked in. I think it would have been October. So last October, we were on a waiting list, and then they had a cancellation. So we managed to get in, except for that blip of that one day where, that awkward day in the middle. And because it was so difficult finding accommodation, we took it with that blip anyway. And then luckily they had another cancellation and we got in through there. So I cannot emphasize this enough. Take the rooms. You will find some poor sucker in June or July who didn't bother planning ahead, even if you got something else that you can sell the room to triple money. We just don't want to hear about it. That's behind closed doors. Like, I don't want to know what you guys are doing behind closed doors, but I'm serious. Like, take the rooms if you haven't got the accommodations
yet. And we actually we did the initial contracting work with the university in March of last year, I believe. So a year and 3 months ahead of time in order to establish our initial block requirement. So it has been a long time, and that's why we set it up early. You had to. It's Edinburgh in the summer, and yes, we could have done it. We could have done it outside of other times, but no. I mean, my wife was off, for my wife to go with me. It had to be July. So unfortunately, when on these shows, it has to wrap around my schedule, and I'm sorry. In November, we tried to make it at a time when we could get the cheapest prices in Vegas, because for that show, we were going for the absolute best price. If you want to come, and round trip from London, I saw one price like £400 round trip from London to Vegas direct through British Airways when you catch them on a sale. And then the hotel was only $42 a night initially, with an extra like 25 in taxes and fees. And it was as cheap as humanly possible. You could go to that conference for about £1,200 total. So it really isn't bad at all. Edinburgh is going to be a little more pricey than that because it's Edinburgh in the summer, but you'll enjoy it more because you'll be outside. You'll be and it's Edinburgh. People will be playing bagpipes around the area at like 2 a.m. Drunk people will be puking. It'll be cool. Fish and chips.
Janine, go through the university and let them know that you're part of this event. And also, Jen, we had fully booked out all the rooms, and then we had cancellations, and so now that's what we're trying to rebook. And that was part of why my hair was going gray, was because of the cancellations. It became kind of confusing and stuff. So that's why we have rooms again.
Oh yeah, somebody said they booked directly with Pollock Halls and paid a much higher price. Yes, yes, you will. And we had rooms. I bet you can cancel if you want to get a 7-room block from us, because you save us money. You save yourself money by canceling, and you save us money because we don't pay a 10% cancellation fee. So if you can do that, please do. But it's a seven night block. If you're coming for just the weekend, you got to go through the university where we can't do that.
Yeah.
There's some people coming for just 5 days.
But book with us first. Don't cancel with them and then book with us, because we don't. Yeah, book with us first. Secure the rooms with us and then cancel.
Somebody's mom is coming. I think that person. I all it says is comment from Facebook on Be Live, and I think that person actually got 2 rooms in Salisbury Green for to take care of themselves, and that's great. Writer's Tears. I saw that in Adelaide, Australia. That is a worldwide booze. Dancing, line dancing, party on, Kaylee, con crud, no con crud. You know what? Single malt whiskey will kill anything. So I don't expect to be diseased once I leave Scotland. Even if I gather said disease in Moscow, Russia, or Budapest, Hungary, which I don't think so. Catlin is gonna show us around, and that'll be cool. All right. Any other questions? Anybody have anything? It's been 40 minutes. Hopefully. We'll be able to. And like, you're coming for all 7 days. Go check with us, and then cancel. Once we can confirm that you've got a room, then cancel with the university. So how do you do that? Well, send Ramy a message, and we'll lock it up. Let me pull up the spreadsheet on my other super cool screen, because 2 screens is the only way to do business nowadays.
Yeah.
So let me pull this up.
And the thing is, it's like, and also just keep in mind the time difference and just the influx of comments. It will take about 24 hours, 36 hours to confirm anything. So but start sending the messages to us. Facebook Messenger, if we are friends, is ideal. It's the easiest to work with.
And the person who wants to get a room, can you put in the comments, can you put your name to share? I can search you out that way. Names to share, so I can I'll look it up right now and make sure that we're okay. I think we're as of right this second, we have the room, so I could tell you we can confirm you have a single room.
Yeah, her name is, because I'm looking at.
Oh, okay.
It's Jen Mitchell.
Oh, yeah. She just signed up. 7,300. I will send you an invoice. I will send you an invoice. Let me hang on. Single room at the Uni Austere. There we go. 490. I'll send you a. After we get off here, I'll send you an invoice, and pay it. As soon as you pay it, then you're confirmed, and you can cancel with the Uni, and it'll be the same room, 7 days, with the kitchenette not in your room. Don't be totally spoiled, but you will have a bathroom for what that's worth.
Yeah, for what's that worth? These spoiled people.
Yeah, you're not suffering bad enough for your art.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Any other questions, good folks, who will be coming to 20Books Edinburgh? Bring business cards. Bring anything. Maybe a book to give away to somebody, a kindred spirit. Hey, man, you write urban fantasy? Holy cow, I write urban fantasy. And you write about twisted shifters. Oh yeah, baby. So maybe share a book or two and enjoy. Nothing's for sale. We're not pushing anything for sale at Edinburgh. This is us talking about writing, learning about the business of writing, and then writing some more.
Although the raffles this year are pretty, what's being booked in already for the raffles are pretty cool.
Oh geez, I have no information on that. So good. So we will have raffles. So we need to get some raffle tickets and we'll have raffles at various times, like at the beginning of the conference section and the end of the writing days and things like that. A travel adapter is that 3-prong thing that you jam in there, it snaps in. You got to flip the switch. Ramy will unplug his computer. We'll lose him.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to see if I have a convenient plug nearby to show you. Yeah, I do know. It's the 3.
Yeah, I've got one. Hang on. Yep, that's it. This thing here is the absolute bomb. This thing here, man, I'm telling you, it has 4 USB ports. It has a little thing. It's a power converter. So yeah, it's set up for the European plug, but then it has the adapters for. Has an adapter in here for the British plug. Yeah, baby.
And
this thing is the bomb. $20 on Amazon when it was on Amazon Prime Day.
And just to note, this won't matter for most things except for electric toothbrushes, maybe. But we have a different voltage. We're higher. So, most laptops and computers, that's not an issue anymore. However, my mother-in-law did give me an electric toothbrush that I did set on fire. So,
okay.
FYI.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't burn up your shit.
Yeah.
All righty then.
All right. Yeah.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
It will be the place to be. I have no doubt. Just like Bali, and Bali was people were already fairly successful who came to Bali, but as we've heard from a number of folks, their lives were changed. Lives were changed because of that conference. I think we're going to see the same thing in Edinburgh, and that's not a brag. That's not a boast. That's a lesson from our past. For those folks like Ramy who went to London, it gave him a completely different perspective and approach to his future. As well as some other folks, a number of people, lives were changed. This isn't. I mean, we do this for the good of it. We do it at the lowest cost possible. We don't make any money off this. It's for you guys, and we want to celebrate your success every bit as much as you do. It's not. This isn't about us. It's about you. We want to see success. We want to see some good co-author projects come out of it. We want to see some stories come out of it. Your own stories. And people to have a great time and energize their art, energize their business, and then make it happen and go from being able to buy dinner for your family once a month to being able to make the mortgage payment or maybe put a down payment on a new car, stuff like that. Things that once you capture the magic of a great story and then how to sell it, your life will indeed be changed. So. This is a whole different perspective on things, and it's something you don't get anywhere else. This is us looking out for each other. Rising tide lifts all boats. Thank you very much. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in Edinburgh. Thanks, Ramy. Shoot me the raffle prizes. Those sound great. I love that folks are contributing, and if we need anything else, I can shake some bushes. I think we know people. Oh man, you froze up right at the end.
Yeah, there we go. Got to the 98% mark.
So yeah. Shoot me a note, and we'll see. We'll rattle some bushes and see if maybe we can get another a thing or two, and go. Stuart Bache is coming, the cover guy for SPF. So we've asked him to give a presentation on covers, just an overall, because he's done a lot of different genres. So I think you're going to have a great time and learn a lot. I always learn about covers, but I forget it all because the graphic stuff just doesn't register in my mind. So I'm hoping that people I work with learn a lot about covers and help me help them have better covers. All right, man. We'll get you on the flip side.
Take care, guys.